Okay, so welcome. So we're here with Elle and Ken today, which is fantastic. Thanks for coming. So Ken, I have a question. We've not talked about this. How often do you talk to Jamie if you're teaching him Japanese?
Jamie, nowadays, recently, almost every day.
Okay.
In the past, we gradually approached each other. It's not all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
We we are in a kind of this kind of online site. It's not only the English, but also uh, teaching a lot of subjects online in English, and we both went there. And then gradually, maybe he said hi to me or konnichiwa in Japanese, and yeah, and exchange Skype or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I know he said that you were teaching him in Japanese. I was just curious
Mhm.
to see how often you were doing that. So cool. So very good. Well, welcome to class. Today is we're gonna discuss why New Year's resolutions don't work. Okay. So a lot of people, like I was saying the other day, I saw something. I didn't actually look for it, but I should have. Something on Facebook that's explained why are losing weight. We'll go with losing weight because I think it's the most common kind of resolution that a lot of people have. As we get older, we gain more weight, and then you want to lose more weight. So that's also the example in the document that I have for today. And they were saying that by February 9th, it's kind of like the end of the diets, the going to the gym and everything. Which I don't really understand because it takes 21 days to make a habit. So if you do the same thing, if you do something for 21 days, then it becomes normal, and not automatically a habit, but in general, it makes it normal for you. And so I think if people go in general, to the gym on a regular basis, maybe not every day for 21 days, your body does need a rest. Um, but if it's a month from today, because today is January 9th and February 9th is that end, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense that people don't get into the habit or don't keep that. So there's a huge amount of money lost from customers in the United States, is what the video focused on, because people pay for gym memberships and don't go. So, what do you two think about this? Do either of you have experience with this, or I'm going to the gym and not going? I don't. I go to the gym. I pay for it and I go. So, um, but Elle, in the United States compared to Thailand, have you seen anything?
Yeah, when I was in Thailand, I went go to I have a membership, so I went to the gym mostly maybe 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yes, and when I came here, I didn't pay for that, but I do it by myself. Like I go walking because I couldn't run because my knee get hurt
Mm-hmm.
older as get older.
Running is
Sorry.
bad, okay? Don't run. It hurts your joints. Yes, I
Yeah,
completely agree. I hate
yeah.
running.
I I do walking like almost 3 miles a day every
Okay, good.
day, and then some after that I do like stretching for 15 hours. You don't know, 15 minutes. Sorry.
the, the same thing happened to me
Sorry.
in English a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, and I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt. I have to tell you the story. It's so stupid. If you had to be there, but
Mhm.
someone said, "How long did it take you to get to the Canary Islands?" And I said 2 years instead of 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we laughed so hard. It was
You
one of
will
those
right
moments
away,
of
right?
like, yeah, what do you do? We're gonna go to the Canary Islands. It's gonna take 2 years to get there.
Maybe
Again,
by
it
boat.
sounds stupid now, but it was the funniest thing in the moment. So yes, it happens. Thank you. Now my jaw hurts from smiling. So thank you. So 15 minutes, good.
Yes.
That's really good.
You know what? When I first started, it's very hard for me to get out every day.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you what did you say, like it became your habit.
Yeah,
It's
when it
just
becomes a habit.
Yeah, when it's become your habit, it's easy. You just automatic when you want to go out every day. It's just
Exactly.
you don't have to force yourself to do it.
Exactly.
That's it.
And there's this year I'm determined to lose weight as well. The last 2 years I've been going to the gym almost, and even though I'm happy with the progress, I want more. So actually what I'm doing, I just thought of this last night, is I have this little thing on my arm, my wrist, that tells me how many steps I do per day, how long I sleep, etc., etc. And they say nowadays that you're supposed to, Ken, we talked about this not long ago. You're supposed to walk 10,000 steps per day.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah.
Was that like 6 miles and 10 kilometers or something like that? I think it's 10 kilometers. So I think it's 6 miles.
I think it's 4 miles something. I did sometimes some days if I walk at least 4 miles, I got 10,000 steps.
Okay, whatever. I can't. The conversion is completely difficult for me. I never know which way it goes. So anyway, at least in kilometers, it's 10 kilometers. And so I thought, okay, well, that's good, but I work from home. I go to the gym twice per week, and I don't leave the house some days. I mean, I go to a house and I come back. This town is so small. It's basically, I'd have to walk around the entire perimeter of the town and maybe get 10,000 miles. Maybe. Okay. So for me, it's really difficult for many reasons. Okay. I also sit down. I'm sitting at the moment. That's my job. I teach English online, on the telephone, etc., etc. So for me, it's personally difficult to get those 10,000, which, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it doesn't really fit into my lifestyle. So I've made kind of, I don't even know what to call it. For example, my goal is to reach 40,000 steps in the 5 days during the week. Okay. So it should be 50,000, but 40,000 is okay. It's about 8,000 steps per day on average. I think that's still relatively okay, considering my lifestyle. So if I don't do that, I'm going to make myself do an exercise video on the weekends, which I do during the week. I'm doing during the week when I have time. Today I did it on Monday. I did it as well. And that's kind of my motivation to lose more weight and to get into that habit of looking at my steps. When I can, do more steps. So I'm trying to motivate myself in order to do that. And so if you write it down, I think you can see it and it makes it more real, not like, oh, I didn't, okay. I had 14,000 steps yesterday. So exactly. So anyway, sorry, that was a fly that just came by. So those kinds of goals are things that I'm trying to do. Okay. Any questions or comments? Ken, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, it reminds me now, the mobile phone or smartphone, has a step. How can I say? How many steps you can step? App is available. So I'm checking how many steps I walked every day. It's a good motivation. It gives me a good motivation actually.
Yeah.
To record something. Yeah, actually it's good.
Yes. So how are you doing as far as your
actually steps? 10,000 steps is a bit too much for me. So I changed the highest. How can I say? I changed the setting to 7,000.
Okay, good.
That's good.
Yes, so 7,000 if I walk intentionally like on the beach or something, I could. But in usual life, like you said, if I spend my usual life, maybe I would step sometimes 2 or 3,000 only.
Thank you for saying that, because on the weekends,
That's so bad.
it is bad, but I do the same.
Better than nothing.
The weekends to me are now sacred, okay? I work hard during the week, and now the weekends are for me. Before, I used to work on the weekends. And so I've decided, you know what? It's my disconnect period, especially Saturday, because Sunday I normally do preparation for Monday and Tuesday, etc. But the weekends are now sacred. And for me, it's being lazy, it's sitting on the couch, it's watching TV all day. I really like the two extremes of, working hard on the weekend and not doing anything else on the other side, or doing nothing on the weekend and working during the week. So, can I completely understand? The weekend I have between 1,200 steps to 2,000. It depends. If I don't leave the house. And that's kind of difficult considering my apartment is very small. So,
now it's colder there outside, so
yes.
Especially a cold, windy day, or I walk inside the shopping mall.
Yeah,
The
people do
shopping
that.
mall nowadays is pretty large, actually.
Yeah, that's
So,
it's popular in the United States, at least.
Yeah.
Not only me, okay. Yeah.
But yes.
So yeah. Also
So,
extremely hot day as well in the
For
summertime.
me, I don't care about cold and windy. 2 days ago, it's very cold. It was cold and windy. I just walk.
walk.
I try to finish 2 rounds and I gotta get 2.5 miles.
Hey, that's great. That's a lot more than I would do. I mean, I could go out walking at 9 o'clock at night when I finish work, or at 8 o'clock when I finish work. But I don't want to. It's cold. It's dark. There's no. So like I said, for my lifestyle, and I'm very happy that Ken's on the same page as me, so I don't feel so bad. But anyway, yes. So it's lots of goals. So today, I'm going to get started with this because we could talk all class about goals and things and what we do. But I've got a really cool presentation for you today because I made this. So. Perfect. So why setting goals doesn't work? First, I'd like to ask both of you, why do you think goals don't work?
I think some people, they just don't take it seriously. They just, okay, this is my goal. And they never try to even do it. That's why.
Yeah,
just talk.
Okay. Keep that in your head for later. Okay, so that's good. Ken, why do you think setting goals doesn't work?
Maybe just that setting goal is not a goal. After that, we made a lot of effort to achieve the goal.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Okay.
So strong motivation or kind of persistent commitment is necessary to achieve the goal. It's just a goal, but kind of. That's
right.
why.
The goal isn't the most important. It's the everyday process of how to get to that goal.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I completely agree with both of you, and you'll see some similar ideas here. So I'll read this as this is the introduction. So we all start out the year with New Year's resolutions. Okay, resolution is like a promise we make to each other or ourselves in order to make the new year a great one. So why doesn't it work? Let's talk about why our solutions fail and what we can do about it. Okay. So we'll move on to the first one is intimidation. Okay. So actually, I'll have you read this, and I'll move down a little bit too because there's more below. Okay.
Okay. So some of us are shy while others aren't. So this reason might not affect everyone. How can we change this? Some say by talking to ourselves and saying nice things, we can build confidence. For example, you can look at yourself in the mirror and repeat, I am smart, I am kind, I am etc. This way you will start to believe it and become more confident.
Okay, so there's this. I don't know what this is called. I really don't know the name, but they say if you know, it's kind of like telling a lie. If you tell a lie so many times, you actually believe it. So it's kind of the opposite because this isn't a lie. I am smart. I am kind. If you're giving yourself those the confident words and those great adjectives, and you're saying it about yourself, you'll actually start to believe it. And you can become more confident because of it. Elle, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I do. I use this method with my anxiety. When I talk to myself about, because I'm not gonna let anxiety destroy my life.
Good.
I talk to myself every day. I'm not gonna let you ruin my life. This is the example that I use with my anxiety, but I didn't use with my achieve the goal.
Okay, so how has this helped you? I mean, you've done something very similar. You've talked to yourself and you said certain phrases.
Yeah, and I stopped because anxiety, sometimes thinking something that happened in the past that caused you anxiety, that caused you depression.
Okay.
And when I think about that, I said stop, and then I said I'm not gonna let you ruin my life. And I try to, after that I stop. I have to stop it, stop thinking it, and I pray. I have a pray like a dialogue after that, and after I finish, it's gone, and I keep doing. Yeah. And
interesting. Okay.
I get better.
That's good. And so how do you feel after you say the phrases before you pray? Do you believe it or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Because I'm willing to what did you call to get better. And I think no one can help me with this problem, even doctor. I am the one who have to treat myself. Yeah, and I believe I can do it. I believe myself I can do it. It's about emotion. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the most important part of goals in general, is that it's you doing the work. You're not relying on other people, in your case as doctors or friends or anyone else. Yeah. You're relying on yourself. And if you can't trust in yourself, your goals will not come true. Yeah. So that's a great example. Thank you, Elle, for sharing. Ken, do you have any comments about this? Do you have any experience with this?
Yes, I've heard of that. It's kind of called recognition blah blah therapy or something. Yeah, talk to ourselves to change our recognition. Yeah, I think it can be applied to this kind of achieving goal things as well.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, motivate ourselves, because I think so.
Perfect. Well, that's good. So with that, I want to mention, this is my little reminder, talk about the plant experiment. So there was an experiment about 2 plants or multiple plants. I don't know exactly, but with one plant, they actually were giving like compliments to the plant. Okay. And the other plant, they were actually insulting. Okay. Have either of you heard of the results? Have you heard of this Yeah, so there's two plants. One plant they said positive things to, and the other one they actually were speaking negatively to.
Oh.
I heard the how can I say the playing the music to the plants experiment, but I've never heard of this kind of talking to the plant.
Okay.
Could you explain?
Yeah, I'll explain. So I'll explain what happens is basically plants. I mean, they're living things, but we don't think they have feelings. I mean, they're plants. So the idea here was, humans and how humans react to people speaking positively or negatively. What happened to the plant that they said positive, they said compliments to, grew healthily, it was fine, okay, as expected, right? And the other one actually didn't grow as well, even though it had the same exact setting. It had the same amount of water, the same amount of light, and everything.
I kind of understand about it's like the same that I have been treating myself, because I talk to myself positive thing. That's why I feel
And if you I have a friend, a very good friend, unfortunately, all he does is think negatively. He's like, this girl, she doesn't cook. She doesn't know how to cook. I said, take a cooking class together. You can learn. You can learn together. And he said, you always have solutions, because you can solve everything. To me, life is positive. Life is good. You should think about the good things. Of course, bad things happen, but we learn from those. Okay? So maybe life isn't perfect. Maybe some people have had a very difficult life. But to me, that person was supposed to learn something. Okay? Or the experience was supposed to happen for a specific reason. So in this case, if you always think negative, you will become depressed. Your skin will probably eventually be affected by this. I mean, it's crazy how much negativity can affect you. Okay. Ken, do you have anything to comment about?
I've read the research about actual plant, not by words, but the plants in the wood communicate each other by using, I forgot, something, maybe some chemical or something. So they are communicating actually.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think everything has their soul.
I think you're right. I mean,
living thing, they have their soul. Like we are human, we can talk, understand each other. I think why not trees, and why not? Yeah, they should talk to each other as well. I think they can talk to each other. Every living thing.
Yeah, some type of communication. I would agree with that. Love to know what they say. So very good. So that's the first, intimidation. All right. Another thing I want to talk about is it's the right thing to do, or everyone does it. All right. So Ken, could you please read this paragraph?
Okay. Every year we always hear to the most common resolutions: lose weight, eat healthy, go to the gym more, etc. However, if this doesn't apply to you, then don't do it. If you really aren't motivated enough to lose weight, even though you want to, then don't make it a resolution.
Okay, so what do we think about this?
This is most people do that.
This is a failure reason number one, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Everyone, I mean, nowadays, if you think about it, in the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years, health has become a huge, it's like the cool thing to do. Everyone's doing it, okay? So it's always, so veganism is becoming important. Hey, that's great. I support you. I support the vegetarians as well. As much as I'd love to become a vegetarian, Not going to. So, so there's a lot of different diets. There's a lot of different things you can do. But if you don't want to lose weight, if you're really not motivated, don't, because all you're going to do is waste your time and basically set yourself up for failure, which is super negative. And no one needs that much negativity, okay? So this actually continues. So I'd like to read all of these and then we can comment, okay? Unless you really want to say something now. So if you don't have any comments, Elle, do you want to read this paragraph, please?
Okay, sure. You have to be motivated and want to change in order to make it happen. Instead of saying you are going to lose weight, say you want to be healthier. You can do that by changing your eating habits. Many people will use the word diet. If you think about it, what you eat regularly is your diet.
Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake. Many people will use the word diet.
Yeah.
Okay. But it just as this last sentence says, whatever you eat is your diet. Okay. So we have a different phrase to change that, and that's go on a diet. Okay, so there's a difference. Ken, why don't you read this and then we'll talk about this, okay?
Okay, you can go on a diet, but either way, what you eat is truly your diet. So don't confuse the words. This way there won't be the typical question of, when are you going to the gym? How often are you working out? Did you speak to a professional?
Okay, so as I said, or as it says here, is if you, instead of saying I'm going to lose weight, maybe you don't need to, maybe you don't want to, for whatever reason, or you don't make resolutions, that's fine too. I didn't for a long time. And you say you just want to be healthier. Okay, so being healthier can mean something different. Maybe it's a spiritual healthy. Okay, maybe you want to get in touch with, maybe you want to meditate or pray or do whatever. It's mental health. Okay, maybe that's what you're focusing on and not the physical health. So you really have to describe what you're trying to do. Okay, any questions or comments about these paragraphs that we just looked at? Should I go to the first one? So, Elle, before you said, you commented that everyone says this. You lose weight, eat healthy, go to the gym. But it doesn't always work. It doesn't always happen.
For me, I don't have to go. I don't have to spend some money to get healthy. I can do by myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I do it. Yeah.
Also, you could have your own garden and grow your own food, which then is even healthier because there's no pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, etc. Okay, so maybe it's that way, or going green. Okay, reducing recycling. Okay.
Sometimes I use vinegar washing vegetables. Yes, because I read something online. They said vinegar can wash chemical in the vegetables. I'm not sure it is true, but I keep doing it.
Well, I know vinegar actually you can use to clean. Here where I live, there's a lot of lime in the water. And so we have this little water heater for my coffee in the morning. I can't remember what it's called in English, but you plug it in and, so the water, sometimes there's water left over. If that happens for a long period of time, or even in the bathroom, the lime will build up, and it's a white substance that stays there. And so what we do to clean that water heater for my coffee is we put vinegar in it and we boil the water, and it comes out perfect.
Yeah.
So yes, vinegar is used to clean. I do it here, and it's great.
Yeah.
You can use it for example, the shower head. If parts of the shower head are clogged and the water doesn't come out, you can put the shower head into warm. It's basically first warm water and then add vinegar and leave it in there for a while, and then it should be cleaned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things you can do with vinegar.
Yeah. Because can but they have two kinds of vinegar, right? For cleaning and for in
Well,
USA they have two kinds.
well, we use like normal vinegar that we use to put on salads. So we use the same kind. I think ours is an apple vinegar. I also know there's wine vinegar and stuff, but we use them interchangeably to clean and to eat. So
they have like
there are different types of vinegar.
Distill and the one they have the brown.
I know, and I can't think of it's so like the United States, and I can't remember what those are.
Yeah.
But yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Different. I'm talking about a different type of vinegar. Good. Ken, do you have anything to say about this topic? About everyone's doing it?
What do you mean? Don't confuse the words.
Okay. That's about the word diet, because we have these people say, "Oh, I'm on a diet." Well, I don't care what you eat. Your diet is the food you're consuming on a regular basis.
Yes.
So when you say go, it's very important. Go on a diet. That means you're going to change typically what you eat every day.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And I can go back to this paragraph where it first says that. So if you think about it, what you eat regularly is your diet. Okay. Yep. So diet is the key word here for using it correctly or incorrectly.
Yes.
Go on diet. You use with if you want to lose your weight, right? Your weight. Yes. Go on diet, but yeah.
Exactly. All right. So Elle, why don't you read this for us, okay?
If you say you are going on diet, people will expect change. If they don't see that change, they might say, "How is your diet going? How much weight have you lost?" This will bring out the wrong expectations, which might make you feel bad if others don't see results. The most important thing is for you to be satisfied.
Yes. Exactly. So again, if you, depending on the words you choose, will also choose specific questions about that, which again, as it says here, there's the wrong expectations and you might actually feel terrible. Oh, how's your diet going? Well, I mean, my food's good. How much weight have you lost? I don't think I've lost any weight. And so then you think about this like, wow, since the last time I saw this person, I said this, and now I've done nothing. And then you start thinking, wow, I've wasted this time. I feel terrible. I should do this. I should have done this. And then you start, regretting. All of these are negative things. We don't need this negativity, okay? So the most important thing is for you to be satisfied, okay? Also, you can start from the inside, your mental health first, and then physical health if you want or if you need it, okay? So don't worry about what other people think. Yeah. You are the most important.
That is very important.
Yes, as I'm sure you can explain. So very good. The next step is to focus on the short-term goals. So Ken, it's your turn.
The most important thing is to focus on your goals daily. What can you do today to make the long-term goal come true? If you focus on the long-term goal, you will be disappointed daily because progress takes time. losing weight takes time and a lot of effort.
Exactly. So we've kind of talked about this before. You know, you have to focus on every day. Take one day at a time, and then in 2 months, look back at where you started, and then you can compare. Because if you compare your weight from today, maybe to tomorrow or yesterday or something, you won't see a big difference. That's why you need to focus on every day. What can you do today to improve something, or to lose weight, or to, you know, get to your goal eventually? Okay.
That's true.
Questions or comments?
No.
Okay.
I think it's also applied to the English study. You know, the accumulation is important. So sometimes I recently you know, find the news headline of the internet news, and one people using one app, his TOEFL score is pretty so pretty low, 300 or something. But only 7 or 9 days, but using by app, he became a bilingual. I thought it was a lie.
Well, I think becoming bilingual as an adult is difficult, but I mean, as a child, that it's easier. But hey, nothing's impossible, and that's what you have to think is you know, everything is possible.
No, but I myself know how difficult it is.
Are you saying
I
no
think
to me,
mind
Karen?
of a child, it's a kind of catchphrase to make people download that app.
Well,
Or
yeah,
I sometimes see a book, you know, to master English 1 week.
Yeah, no,
Something.
that's baloney. That's
Maybe reading level probably possible, but you know, more than the grading level on 1 week is too short.
Exactly. Nothing happens in 1 week. Nothing.
Yeah.
You can get a haircut in a day, and so there's a big change. But you can't grow your hair in 1 week. I mean, nothing really. If you really want long-term successful success, okay, step by step. You know,
Yeah.
people don't learn to walk in 1 day. Children don't learn how to talk in 1 day. Everything takes time and practice. And so it's the same thing with achieving long-term goals.
It's like think small, dream big, like Monday.
Oh, yeah. See, all of these classes are related. Thank you, Elle, for saying that. Exactly. Okay. That's exactly why I wanted to do all of these motivating classes in the beginning of them for myself as well. But yes, exactly. Exactly. So, Ken, did you read this one, or did Elle read this one?
No.
Oh, you did. Okay, next me.
There.
For example, if you only lost a few kilos in the first few months, but you feel and look better, focus on feeling better about your body change and reward yourself with something. Numbers are only numbers, and don't forget muscle weighs more than fat.
Okay. So again, step by step, you can compare it like a long term, a couple months. Okay. They also say, for example, more or less, this is not exact, but for example, when you notice you've lost weight, I think it's like 6 weeks after that you started losing weight. Like, oh yeah, I see some changes. Oh yeah, my clothes are fitting better. So it's like 6 weeks. That's a month and a half of changes. Okay. But other people don't notice that for like 8 to 12 weeks. So if you think you look great, you've put on some new clothes, you look fantastic. You go out and no one says anything about you looking better, don't worry, because it takes them twice as long to notice. Okay? Because we don't notice if you gain a little weight or lose a little weight because we're not you. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say with this. And also, if you're focusing on the numbers, you shouldn't, because muscle does weigh more than fat. Okay? Anything to say here?
No.
All right. So Ken, walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk. As we kind of said before. So we'll have to move down for this. This one's a little bit longer, okay?
Okay. Maybe me?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people will also focus on the preparation of the goal. This can take a lot of time as well. So if you have a good idea for planning, but realize it takes a lot of time and you don't need it anymore, it's okay to abandon the idea. For our losing weight example, if you are planning your diet, looking at calories for every meal, it takes a long time. There are many apps that can help you with that, or even pre-made diet for what you are looking for. With the internet today, you should take advantage of it and save time. Also, speaking to a professional will cost money, but it will also save you time.
Good. So a lot of information here. As a summary, the idea is not say, okay, oh yeah, I'm going to the gym, or I'm planning on going to the gym every day. I'm going to do this class, and then I'm going to eat this and that and that and that. Okay, so the research is great. Your ideas are great, but if you don't do those,
That's a problem.
Exactly. It's not going to help you reach your goal. So walk the walk. Do what you're saying. Don't just say you're going to do it.
What is the walk the walk meaning?
There's a saying. Ken, do you know the phrase? It's like talk the talk and walk the walk or something. It's like to say something and then actually do it. Ken, do you know anything about that?
Sorry, the content of a what?
It's talk the talk and walk the walk.
Talk the talk means maybe sounds like chatting to me. Chat.
No, this is an idiom. You mean that they don't?
Okay.
Okay, so for example, this comes from the Cambridge Dictionary. It says, if you say that someone talks the talk but does not walk the walk, what you're trying to say is they do not do the action in a way that agrees with what they say.
Okay. I get it. I got it.
When it comes to recycling, he talks the talk, so he talks all about it, but doesn't walk the walk. He actually doesn't do it.
Walk the walk. And is it an idiom? Walk the walk and talk the talk.
Talk the talk. Exactly.
Okay. Walk the walk. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I think it's talk the talk, and walk the walk. That's when you talk about something and actually do it. So you can use one part. Normally, walk the walk is negative because a lot of people like to talk about things.
Can I say like don't walk the walk and talk the talk? Can I say later to someone?
I would say don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. So don't just talk about it, but do it. Okay? Don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. So don't just talk about it, but do it.
But okay, thanks.
Okay, good. So that was the title. That was the play on words title for that. I have a little bit too many goals. I want to look at this quickly, okay, because this is also very important. So Al, too many goals, please.
Too many goals. You have a list of goals you want to achieve. That's great. But focus on 1 and 2 that are realistic for you. If you have 5 goals you want to achieve and you can't seem to concentrate on all the same times, yes, here are some things you might feel: unaccomplished, failure, upset, disappointed, it's not going to happen.
Lots of negative things.
Why
don't you continue?
So going back to those 5 goals, take out your calendars and realistically add them to it. Maybe you'll start off the first couple of months with 1 goal, Then once this goal has become a habit, you can add another. And few months later, you can add the next, or when you feel you're ready to take on the challenge. You might not fit in all that goes in the year, but don't worry. There is always next year.
Well, and it's okay, that's supposed to be motivating.
Yes, it's not.
Okay. So don't worry if you don't get it done this year. The most important is quality, right? Just like friendships. It's not quantity, it's not how many friends you have, but the quality of the friendship that you have. So even if you can't do all of your goals in the same year because you have so many things you want to do, focus on the most important, do those first. And then when you feel that you have enough time and you can do the other goal or goals well, then you should add them to your year. But if you start off with, I'm going to the gym 5 times a week, I'm changing my diet, I'm going to learn another language, et cetera, and on top of it, you still have your normal life, your family, your friends, your job, your car, things like that. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself, is what I'm trying to say.
Like you should, excuse me, like you should stick with one goal, the
most important.
Yeah, like all the year, right? If you want a new goal, you should do another goal next year.
Yeah. Whereas it says, maybe you start off the first couple months with one goal, focus on that one, make it a habit. Then once that has become a habit, it's integrated into your daily life, add another goal, then make a different change. Okay? Don't make 6 changes or 5 changes or 3 changes at the same time. It's too much. You will become tired, exhausted, angry, upset. There's a lot of negative feelings that could happen with this. Frustrated, okay? And then you're going to give up. And so in order to not get to that point, focus on the most important and then focus on the next important. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. As we said the other day, slow and steady wins the race. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say here at the end. So little by little, we can, accomplish our goals. We can get there. But don't put too much pressure on yourself. Okay? Are we motivated?
Yeah.
Good.
I like little by little, and you can win the race. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race. I can write that for you as well. Slow and steady wins the race. Exactly. Little by little is what you have to do. So, fantastic. Ooh, it's 4:00. I need to take a look at the schedule for next week. So, next class is focusing on getting a job in the HR department, the Human Resources Department. Okay, so just a normal, typical class, not talking about goals, to change it a little bit. And then also next week, we'll be focusing on the past simple on Wednesday. So we'll take a break from goals. We'll let your life settle into making your habits and your changes. And then on the 21st, we'll be talking about resolutions again. Okay. So very good. Well, thank you both for joining. I love the class with both of you, and enjoy the rest of your weeks. And we'll see you on Monday, hopefully.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.